Mr. Speaker, I'd like to give information to my shadow Attorney General. I was the shadow minister responsible for defense and veteran affairs in this parliament. And the Ministry of Defense, fully constituted, came and appeared before our committee. The Honorable Vincent Sempija, who was the minister, headed that delegation, supported by the state minister then, who is now the minister, Honorable Both, and then the CDF then, Honorable Mbadi, who is here. They came. I put this question to them. I told them that we have a serving military officer who appears to be above the law and is contradicting an act of parliament. When I began to ask the question, the Honorable Sempija immediately felt some cold and rushed out of the committee meeting here in parliament. The Honorable Oboth immediately took a phone call and said, "I'm coming back," literally running away. The CDF who had the command, and I challenged him, and the colleagues who sit on the committee was there, he said, "As the army commander, can't you issue orders?" The CDF Mbari said, "Do not cause me trouble," and said, "Please leave me alone." So the question we are dealing with.
So why does Joanthan cause us trouble? If that's the issue.
So, Mr. Speaker, so first I want to give that information, but now, Mr. Speaker, you also see that the trouble wants to come to you.
No,
but the issue
I
now,
hope Honorable Semuju has heard. Yeah, you've given him good advice.
Yes, but beyond that, Mr. Speaker, in the Act, there are provisions for the minister to make regulations. And there are so many regulations that have been made. The last one that I heard and I saw the president launching it was called the UPDF establishment. By law, every regulation made by the minister must come before this parliament so that we can scrutinize to see whether they conform to the spirit and letter of the law that we have made here. That act has not come. But I saw the president and the people who briefly explained say the commander-in-chief, who is given powers by the Constitution and the Act, has now delegated some powers as a commander-in-chief to somebody else. That is extremely contradictory to what we have here. Because, as you know, the commander-in-chief is protected, he has immunity and etc. I therefore want to request that you prevail over the Ministry of Defense to bring that act here, that regulation, the UPDF establishment, so that we can interrogate the powers that the policy, the regulation has given to the CDF. He may be acting because the powers are provided in that, so that we can nullify it. Otherwise, one day we'll wake up and then you will find that there is no government elected by the people and someone is prevailing over a government which is unconstitutional. It's a danger that we should take care of. That's the information I'm giving.
Attorney General, specific on that issue of UPDF establishment.
Right Honorable Speaker, I will send it to Odur Joanthan, my honorable colleague. Yes, there are regulations made, and if you are concerned that they have not been tabled in Parliament for purposes of perusal, the Ministry of Defense can do that because it is well within the right of Parliament. Be that as it may, my senior colleagues, the Shadow Attorney General, and my former head boy, the Honorable Segona, cannot legally point to any clause in the Constitution that ousts anyone's right to freedom of conscience, expression, and having an opinion. Now, unless if you are telling us that the Constitution has a conflict within itself, which no court has made a pronouncement on, the status quo remains. I beg to submit.
Honorable colleagues, the UPDF has its code of conduct, has its disciplinary procedures. If any member of the UPDF violates their code of conduct, they are subjected to their disciplinary. I have seen generals going there. I have seen senior officers going there. So I don't want Parliament to turn itself into an investigative body where before the institution can utilize its own mechanisms in case there was a problem. In case there was a problem. So we have a lot of business to handle here. Let us leave institutions to handle theirs.